his biography with me. Well, the flyers were so very efficiently put away that I can't find one. But we don't even need one. I think I met you, Swamiji, about 6 years ago. That long, time goes fast. Up in Providence, Rhode Island, where Swamiji is president of the Vedanta Society up there and teaches in all of those really prestigious universities also, and is a chaplain. Oh yes, he's humble, so I can't go on so that I don't know. But I know that he touched my heart, and I am just so honored that he is here and that he thought to send me an email and said, can I come to your service and I was so honored. Thank you so much for coming and now sharing the infinite wisdom that this man so humbly possesses. Swami Yogatmananda. Woo.
सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. May we all be protected together, nourished together. Let us work together with vigor. May what we study become manifest in our life. May there be no hatred amongst us. Peace, peace, peace. It was a great joy for me to come to the joyful gathering, be a part of this wonderful, joyful gathering, because that is what we seek in life, joy. How much joy? How much? Can we put a limit to it? No. Infinite, unlimited. Everywhere we seek joy. Well, the question is, do we find it? Do we find it? We keep on seeking, no doubt. And yet, as yesterday we were discussing in a retreat in Philadelphia about Lord Buddha's teachings, the teachings of Four Noble Truths and the middle path, that everything is suffering. While we seek joy, we are looking for joy, and we are sure that there is joy, otherwise how can we look for it also? We are sure that it is there. Question is, do we find it? What we find is exactly opposite of it. We are looking for it, and yet what we get is something different. And then we feel, let me meditate, let me be quiet. And many times our meditation is like, say, let me meditate for half an hour. So I try to quiet my mind during that half an hour. I think of the highest thought, like we did, that let us take in the peace, inhale the peace, inhale the positiveness, and exhale it, fill our atmosphere around it with that. A very beautiful idea, but we do meditation for say 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. If you are an adept and have lot of time, say 3 hours, 4 hours. What about the remaining time of the day? Say out of 24 hours, you spend 4 hours in doing meditation. And maybe if you are successful, sitting in meditation and doing in meditation are not same thing. And one can sit for doing meditation. Do we actually do meditation or not is a completely different thing, because mind keeps on traveling all over the world. Are we meditating? That is the question. It is, we are certainly sitting there. Maybe some meditative music is going on. Yeah, we request Stephen, can you do some meditative chant? Okay, so he obliges, does some meditation chant, nice music. And for a time it quiets our mind, but then it starts going all around. It is going always like that, doing all the time. And so what happens thereby is we miss that joy, which is our true nature. The scriptures say, and what are these scriptures? They are just the experiences narrated for us, experiences of those who have found it. Like some person sees some very beautiful sight. Oh, I went there and it is such a great sight. One should go and see it at least once in lifetime, and writes a travelogue, describes it. Now that is an experience narrated, written down for the sake of us. So similarly, scriptures are that great sages. They found the ultimate, infinite, unlimited bliss, unlimited joy. And now they have narrated how did they find it, what did they do to find it, and that becomes then a guideline to us. That is the meaning of scripture. So therefore a beautiful Sanskrit text says that for whom are these scriptures? If you want to go there, then only they are useful. For those who have already got it, the scriptures are not necessary. Like when we came here, that GPS was telling go left, go right. Emily was reading that thing and Chris was driving. So next after 2 miles take left and then turn right and so forth. Till when? Once we are here, are we looking at them? We are not looking at them. And if we are not going to go there, then are we going to need it? We are not going to need that either. Because we don't want to go there, we don't need them. It is only when we want to get there and are not yet there that His guidance is necessary. So scriptures are necessary only for those who are looking for this infinite joy. And those who have not got it, those who are not looking for it, those who are just happy enough while getting buffeted by this dual throng, as we say, of joys and sorrows, getting kicked around. If they are quite okay with that, they are not looking for the infinite bliss. The scriptures are not for them. And those who have already discovered it, they go beyond scriptures. So those who are in the middle, they keep on looking for it. How am I to find it? And for them, the scriptures and the message of how to find that infinite joy and how when we sit for meditation, that meditation takes us there and we remain there even when we get up from the seat of meditation. Meditation is just acquisition, but then that it's like eating food, you know. I had a cup of tea and then I felt, okay, now my throat is hydrated enough, I can now give a talk. So the effect of that should last for quite some time till I am ready for another cup of water or something. So when we meditate, what we generate there should continue with us throughout. That joy should live with us. But what happens is something different. And that is the topic of my discussion today, a very common phenomena, universal phenomena, and that is daydreaming. We all go into daydreaming mode. We cannot stop it. Freud was the one who first systematically studied this phenomena of daydreaming. What is it? That we keep on thinking. We do not need to make any conscious effort for that. The mind just goes into all those fantasies. It is, even if you try to stop it, okay, I will not fantasize, I will not daydream. And then you get into the daydream. I have succeeded in stopping daydreaming. And what next? So it is, even that idea of stopping daydream becomes a daydream. So it is impossible to stop it. And why do we daydream? The word is actually a misnomer. Dreaming and daydreaming has very little in common. Only that part is common, that in both cases we are in somewhat different world than what our senses are actually perceiving. But in actual dream, we are not aware of the real world situation. We are seeing everything in that dream, and then we are not connected at all. We do not have the awareness at all that we are actually on the bed. We are at that time seeing that I am riding a unicorn and I am somewhere on the moon right now. And at that time, are we aware that we are lying on the bed? No, we are not. But in daydreaming, it is different. While we may be thinking that, okay, now afterwards I will do this, and then this will happen, then this will happen, then this will happen, then I will hit a big lottery, and then that it is. But even while that is happening, we are aware that I am sitting here, and I am sitting in this Haddon Township. I am not right now having my holidaying in Hawaii. It is a day when I will go to Hawaii, then I will do this, and then I will do this, and then I will find that my real sweetheart that I wanted to get united with, and so forth, and I will just, and it doesn't take in daydreaming, in a minute, everything that you wanted to accomplish, that you accomplish. In dreaming, another important difference with daydreaming is that dreams, we don't have any control over daydreaming. In the dreaming, what we perceive in dream, that is, we cannot predetermine it. We do not have any conscious control on what we will be seeing in dream. It just comes in. It is something that we have no control over. Otherwise, why should we go to see we have to see the scary dreams? We don't choose whatever we are going to see in the dream. It happens. And therefore in dream, like in this so-called real world also, sometimes we have pleasant experiences, sometimes painful experiences. In dream also the same thing, sometimes happy, sometimes not happy. So, in daydreaming the situation is completely different. We manipulate that world. We create that world. We create that world where we will be the absolute sovereign kings. We are on the top of the world. We control everything in the daydream. In fact, we are the supermost heroes. In fact, Freud shows that all this creative, there is a very nice book, that Daydreaming and Creative Writing by him. The creative writers and the daydreaming. He shows that all these fairy tales or all these Superman tales, they are really products of this daydreaming. We have that idea that I will be able to cross all hurdles. In fact, in daydreaming, to show our prowess, we create artificial hurdles. Like in the fairy tale, that if Cinderella would get immediately united with that prince, there is no fun in reading it, you know. So lot of hurdles are created. After all this, and children keep on reading, and feel that suffering. Oh, poor Cinderella. They get united with Cinderella, as it were. And then everything then falls in place, and then, wow, all done. So, and then what happens? The story has to end. And story, in the daydreaming, the story ends in a superficially happiest way. But it is superficial in the sense that it just falls down. We come down with a big thud. Oh no, I have to pay this electric bill. Right now I do not have much money in bank. I haven't got that lottery ticket. I was just daydreaming. You come down with a big thud there. Oh, and it hurts. And therefore the stories end. That they lived happily thereafter. They don't want to talk about it anymore, because that is, the story really ends there. But what it suggests is that there is something available to us that is infinite, that is everywhere, that is full of bliss, that bliss which will never go, happily ever, forever. The daydreaming, therefore, is, thinking, directing our thoughts to something that is going to be fulfilling us. We all have a lot of desires. That is another important observation that Freud makes there, that daydreaming cannot be stopped as long as there are desires. As long as there are desires, daydreaming cannot be stopped. And since the desires don't stop, the daydreaming doesn't stop. Desires keep on multiplying. And what is the reason? This thing Freud didn't tell, this thing the sages tell in Vedanta and other all the different scriptures of the world. You will find why are there the desires. Freud goes only up to that, because that is the area that he works in, that it is, there are desires. What is the source of these desires? The desires is actually a memory of our fulfilled, total, perfect state. And somehow we feel that we are imperfect. We do not know that the perfection is right with us. We feel ourselves as imperfect. Every desire is an outcome of our understanding that I am imperfect. And so a person feels, I am imperfect. If I get joined with another man or woman, that will make me perfect. But it doesn't work. Two imperfections do not necessarily make a perfection. It is not a simple addition like that. It is. And we keep on thinking, I am imperfect because I have only, I am getting only 50,000 a year. If I get 60,000, things will fall in place. I will be so nice. I will not have to worry about it. But if we look at it, even the one who gets 100,000 feels the same thing. Even if somebody gets 20 millions, feels the same thing. I am not, there is no exaggeration here. Look at those, big celebrities, those sport players. I read that some of them, their contract is like 30 million plus a year. It is some baseball players, that was years ago. I was told, whether he pitches or not, he gets 20 millions a year. So, and still they want more. Therefore, they from one club they go to another club, because that club is promising 21 millions. So let me go there. So what I mean is that the desires are unending. So the point is, we are missing that by which we will become perfect. What is that that will make us perfect? And here is that song that we actually sang. I am in the darkness, I am in the light. The conclusion is that I am everywhere. There is nothing that can be added to me, nothing that can be taken away from me. I am bliss itself. I am joy. Nobody can add any joy to me. What is the nature of our desires? See, the nature of the desire is always to become one. That brings us joy, that oneness. For example, I have the desire to eat a cookie. Not now, don't give. But suppose, think of it, that it is, I have a desire to eat cookie. And then if the cookie is there, I am here, no joy. When I and cookie become one, when there is no separation between them, then that is where I feel joy. So remember, what will the meditation, the daydreaming is like that I want to add this to me, and I always end up in becoming a biggest, unchallenged, topmost hero. That is where the daydreaming goes on and on and on. And then you hit a wall. Now there is nothing further to go. That is how Freud describes that the daydreaming ends in hitting a wall there. And then you fall with a big thud. And well, now what else? You again think, let me begin this train again. This time you try a little differently. And yet the result is the same, that you meet a wall after a time. And it doesn't take too long. After a time means maybe instead of 1 minute, 1 minute and 2 more seconds, that's all. It doesn't go too far. It just meets a dead end. Because your journey is quite fast. Actually, to become a president of United States, you will have to work very hard for years, collect the people around you, get lot of funds and so forth. You plan ahead for a long time and then work your way. But in daydreaming, you become the president of United States in 30 seconds. It doesn't take longer. So it is, and then what do you do next? Nothing more. Well, the whole world has applauded you as the greatest leader. Okay, what next? That took another second. That was nothing more than that. So, and, well, it is. And then you realize when you think, how much energy did I waste? In daydreaming, we waste so much of time, so much of mental energy, which could have been used for some, more productive, real work. That it is, if I just keep on daydreaming, that, well, I went to Stephen and learned some music. And then I learned so fast. I became a very good big musician, and then I just daydreaming and went on daydreaming, spent all the energy in that. Had I spent that energy in actually approaching him and then taking notes and learning, what would have happened? I would have actually taken at least a baby step in that direction. But by daydreaming, I just waste my time, waste my energies. Nothing happens actually. And so we become actually more depressed after that so-called daydream ends. That, oh, I am nothing, I don't have anything, I don't have my millions, and so forth. So, we are therefore told, what is this daydream? Give a direction to this daydreaming. Instead of daydreaming about, well, I will get this dream girl, and then we will marry, and then we will be very happy, and then there will be no problem in our life, and she will always be loving and caring to me, and so forth. All that it is. And then it is, if I look to other people around, I will see that this doesn't happen. That is not the nature of the world at all. So, instead of directing my thought to that, let me meditate on the true perfection. I want to be perfect. And Jesus told us that be you perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. That is what we really crave for. When we become perfect, then there will be no desire. That is the sign of perfection. No desire will be left at all. We become perfect as our Father in heaven means our true nature, our true self, because that kingdom of God is within us. That our true self, there, if we direct all our thought to it, now what happens? Now the situation changes. Now the thoughts are when directed towards that. They do not hit the dead wall, because we keep on always progressing towards that. It is not that it ends. You can in daydream become the president in a second, but to become perfect inside like that, we keep on feeling that perfection in us again and again and again and again. We keep on this thought that I am perfect. Let all imperfection that I feel is just product of ignorance, and let me get rid of that. And so you meditate. One meditation is in one Upanishad. A meditation is done like this, that I am Jyotiraham Viraja Vipapma Bhuyasagam Swaha. That I am of the nature of the ultimate effulgence. I am bliss itself. I am wisdom itself. So that is the meditation. One way of meditating is taught. We have to begin meditating according to our different constitutions. If we need external help, we should take like the good music, nice images, some connection with the saints and sages, their stories, ways of worshipping. All these are very good aids by which we can direct our thoughts to this ultimate goal, instead of directing them to these flimsy and sure to fail things. Let us direct it there. And then gradually meditation and Freud's disciple, who later on broke with Freud, Carl Jung, Carl Jung, therefore, said that this is the way to direct the daydreaming to meditation. What is the difference between meditating and daydreaming? The difference is only in the object. In the daydreaming, our objects are just things in this world, all the imperfect things like us. And therefore, we do not get to that perfection. But in meditation, the object is perfection itself, our true self. And thus, gradually, that awareness becomes settled more and more in us. We can see that as we progress in it, instead of hitting a dead wall and falling with a thud, we go on higher and higher steps of spiritual realization or experiences of our true self. And every such step, and I assure you friends that it happens exactly like that, every step fills our heart with more joy, and that joy stays with us. Not that we get up from meditation and then it is all gone. Not that kind of meditation, but it stays with us. When we sit for meditation, we must make sure that as we get up from meditation, we carry this with us and keep it with us in whatever we are doing. Like when you go to the grocery store, okay, I want this bag of tomatoes, I want this packet of cheese, okay, I take this wheat flour with me, and I collect all these things and put in the cart. I drive the cart to the cash register, I pay. Then what do? I keep the cart there and walk out? What do?
Take it with you.
Take it with me. A simple thing, you see. Take it with me. If we meditate, sit for some time, and then get up and let me run to Dunkin' Donuts. Then you have just kept that bag there, that's all. All that you have paid for. All that is just left there and gone. So, that kind of meditation will not help. It is whatever we do, that good thought that we plant in our heart, we have to carry it with us. And that meditation, we can say, every time we will be filling our heart with a special type of joy. I am telling special type to distinguish in this connection. That say a joy that I get by eating a candy, that is dependent on candy. First thing is it is dependent on candy. Secondly, it goes away quickly. As from here to here, as the candy rolls down, the taste goes away. Then it is boring and disgusting. One candy, okay. Second, okay, even if I third candy, no, enough. I will not like to eat it anymore. It is the law of diminishing returns. It works there, you say. So one more and you get diminishing returns every time. But here it is very different. It is the joy that you will get in meditation that is not dependent on any object. So it is in your control. If my joy depends on how my partner behaves with me, if my spouse is behaving well with me, she is or he is very happily talking to me today and says, okay, can I make coffee for you? And okay, so you feel happy. One lady told, that her husband, that, oh, you should be preparing coffee for me. He was, why should I be preparing? You can prepare me. I can prepare. She said, no, we are religious people. We should follow the scriptures. Now, what is the scripture in doing coffee? I said, I don't get it. And she said, don't you read in the gospel? Hebrews. It is never Hebrews, you see. Hebrews. So you should be one by making the coffee, you see. Hebrews. So it is. It never says Hebrews. So then it is, and if you see this one, and then your joy is all gone because it is dependent on an object, somebody outside, and so therefore you are never sure of it. But this joy of feeling the perfection within, because I am really perfect. Imperfection is product of ignorance, product of habit. That's all. Let me get rid of it. Now that joy is dependent on me, is not imported from some enemy country.